Is there a focus on that camera? I don't know if they're going to find us.
Can you post something on YouTube?
It's not even popping up here. How do I share it? Oh my gosh. I didn't click out of my live, did I? Oh, I just want to give up now. Okay, that's still going.
Anybody there?
No. We just, it's all fuzzy. Oh, go and look at it. If you see any focusing, you need to scoot it back.
How the hell would I know what a focusing is?
It should be self-focusing. Scoot it back. Go backward. Oh my god.
Oh, backward is. About how it looks normally. I don't.
Wow. Howdy. We are having some problems. My real live wouldn't work, so I had to make a new one, and I tried to share it, and Lord have mercy. I really need to go over there, and you've trapped me. It's okay. It's okay. Just sit down. Let's just do this, and let's. You know how you have it planned, and it just doesn't work. I accidentally took this camera outside and did a video this week, and it just messed up my parameters. And I have been working for 45 minutes trying to get my camera to work right, and then I come over here, and then it just didn't work out. So hi, Unique.
Glad at least one person found us.
Somebody found us.
Somebody did.
Now look, we're going to be talking about witches. And there's different types of witches. We all know what the Bible says about witches. Let's dive into all of it. All right? The Oxford definition of a witch is someone thought to have magic powers, especially evil ones, popularly depicted wearing a black cloak, pointed hat, and a broomstick. Popularly. That's a hard word.
We just focus on that word for just a split second.
Now, we all know that the Bible says, "Shalt not suffer a witch to live," and they have views about homosexuality too in the Bible. This does not mean that there is any reason for anybody to be burned at no stake, or actually, mainly, I think it was hangings. But
yeah, that was popular. Burnings at the stake were reserved for if you wanted more of a spectacle, because
right.
Fire.
And then I guess there's different kinds of witches, where you're gonna lean more to satanic. Anyway, we'll get into all that. We're gonna talk about the witch trials first, right?
Well, yeah.
Yeah, let's talk about the witch trials.
Well, I mean, what
was there any cut and dry? How am I saying this? What was the criteria for them taking them to trial as a witch?
Someone would have to accuse them of harming them somehow through the use of witchcraft. Like, okay, say you used witchcraft to like make your like neighbor's donkey go missing. Well, if they say that, you know, your donkey's missing, you've been injured, therefore you can take it to a court of law and make the accusation. And because this was a time when superstition was not really superstition, it was just common knowledge, then yeah, they fully believed that maybe, just maybe, that person cast a little spell and made your donkey wander off. And there's no really one set of witch trials. This happened over the course of centuries, thousands of years, really.
And it wasn't just Salem either.
No. Salem was like one of the most popular
In
ones.
America.
Because, yeah, we're American, but like other countries, they have their own versions. So I've outlined the three, I'm not going to say biggest, because there were probably some that were bigger, but certainly the most famous cases of witch trials. And they usually would go on these in like little flaps. It's like people would get like this hysteria going, you know, like in England in the Middle Ages, and then it would ramp up again in like the 17th century.
I think I saw in Salem, it was around 50 years time where they were real hot and heavy on the persecution of witches. And
That was a thing in America. There was like a 50-year span.
yeah.
And that most countries seem to go through stages. Like they go through a phase where they just don't like witches.
Yeah.
And we went through ours.
And it's still going today.
And it should be noted that most of the people that are accused of being witches, they have something that somebody else wants. They're vulnerable in some way.
A woman.
A woman, a child, a destitute man, a man with no friends. There are people who have been gossiped about and maybe have reputations, like people who make easy targets. Basically, anybody that is game for bullying today would probably be game for being accused of being a witch.
What we're trying to say is we don't think in our research that a lot of the people that were accused of witchcraft did any kind of witchcraft at all.
A lot of them didn't. Some were just midwives. Some were like folk healers who used like charms
Folk
and things,
medicine.
but they were by no means like
Hohenstetters with their little elderberries and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get into it.
All right, so we're going to start out with the Basque trials. And the Basque region is an area between Spain and France. It's a mountainous region. So that's to start that off. And this trial is notable not because of the number of people executed. Actually, only 6 people were executed. 5 effigies were burned because some people died during interrogation. But that doesn't count. Actually, 2,000 people were accused in this case, which is what makes it significant, because that's actually a rather large number of people to be accused.
But only a few were actually executed.
Exactly.
However, just because they weren't executed didn't mean they didn't serve time in one way or another,
Yeah.
you know?
These people were tortured to confess. These people were imprisoned in horrible conditions. The reason why they burned 5 effigies is because 5 people died in prison while awaiting execution. So they were like, well, we got to burn something. All right. So the Basque trials were like one last attempt at rooting out supposed witchcraft from the Basque country by the Spanish Inquisition. It is considered the biggest single event of its kind, not because many people were executed, as these numbers are relatively small when compared to other persecutions, but because of the massive number of people investigated. Well over 7,000. I was wrong about the 2,000. See? This is why you write things down. The Basque trials consisted roughly of 2 phases. The first ending in 1610 with what was called an auto de fe. And what that was a public penance of some kind. So like people accused, they were like, okay, we're going to march you all through town. We're going to shame you in front of everyone, and then that's it for you. But that wasn't the end of it. After all that happened, a second phase began because rumors began to circulate of a massive witch cult in the area, specifically kind of tied like around the border regions with like France. So, a junior inquisitor was tasked with investigating claims of a widespread witch cult, promising pardons to all who confessed and gave up their accomplices. He returned with 2,000 quote-unquote confessions, 1,384 of whom were children 7 to 14. Of these, only 6 did not retract their confessions. The rest retracted them, claiming they were tortured and therefore their confession was invalid. Ultimately, 6 people were executed, and they all had names, and I encourage you to look these names up, but I am not going to attempt to butcher their names right here. And because they were Spanish names, they were French names, they were really hard, I'm sorry. But anyway, now we go to England for the Pendle Witch Trials. And these were...
Happened to be by the Pendleton Forest?
I believe so, yes. Yeah, Pendleton Forest. And now, this one's actually notable because this one and Salem both had to do with like 2 feuding families. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there was bad blood, and both of those families had several members that were accused. Don't do that. No Taylor Swift. None. You're going to get demonetized. So, this began on March 21st of 1612, when a young girl named Alison Device met a peddler on the road and asked him for some pins. Metal pins. Now, these were kind of expensive back in the day, so it was like weird to be buying them. And it's unclear whether, as she said, she was trying to buy the pins, or whether he just refused to open his pack for just a small transaction. He claimed that she was actually begging for the pins. It's a lot of trouble to go to over some pins. I know, this sounds foolish, but metal pins were actually like a common ingredient in folk magic back in the day. Like if you were making a witch bottle, for instance, which is a protective amulet against witches, you would throw in some pins. You would throw in pins belonging to a person if you wanted to hex them. Or if you wanted to do a love charm, you steal somebody's little pin. So that was like the first thing to raise an eyebrow. But apparently, a few moments after their encounter, Alison saw the peddler stumble and fall, apparently having suffered a stroke. Later, the peddler's son brought the girl to visit the ailing man. She reportedly confessed to having asked the devil to lame the man after he allegedly called her a thief. And according to the confession tapes, the confession papers that were written out, she seemed to believe, quote unquote, in her own power. Like, actually confessing to the guy's son that I did this, I'm so sorry. She supposedly asked the man for forgiveness. Anyway, eventually, as the whole hysteria began to build up, members of Alison's family were also accused. Actually, by her. She claimed that her grandmother was the start of it all and had taught her and her sisters. And members of the Chattox family that were their neighbors were also named. And the Chattox family was a notable family. Both of these families were rumored to be involved in like folk curing, selling like charms, pendants, like little cures for all your various ailments. So they think there might have been a little bit of competition between these families, and that's why Alison saw an opportunity and took it to accuse this other family. All total, 11 people were eventually accused, most of whom belonged to both of these families. 10 of these were hanged, and only 1 was acquitted. Just 1.
Only 1.
Just
The
1.
only one.
And that brings us to the big boy, Salem. And the Salem witch trials began in January of 1692, when Abigail Williams and Betty Paris began experiencing strange symptoms, speaking in tongues, convulsing. Their fits were described as being, quote, beyond the power of epileptic fits or natural disease to affect, close quote. This ailment actually seemed to spread to more young girls throughout the village, eventually leading to the 3 women being accused of witchcraft. Their names were Sarah Good, Sarah Osborne, and Tituba. Sarah Good was a destitute woman accused because of her reputation as a bad-tempered beggar. Supposedly, actually, the Reverend Samuel Paris had given her charity, and everyone was like, she walked off mumbling to herself about like what a miser he was. And Sarah Osborne rarely attended church meetings. She wasn't a churchgoer. And she had also become a widow recently, and she had children from this marriage who were coming of age. And in her late husband's will, he stated that the land was to be given to their sons. Well, she got herself a new husband and decided that she and her husband were going to keep the land. And this was causing a big legal dispute in the town. People's tongues were wagging. So, of course, again, she's vulnerable. And lastly, Tituba was an enslaved woman. They think she might have been Native South American, but she might have even been African. Nobody's exactly sure where Tituba was born, because back then, nobody really cared. She was a slave. That was it. So, like, records on her are kind of mum. It is known that she was Samuel Paris's household slave, Samuel Paris being the Reverend of Salem Township, and the father and uncle of the 2 girls who originally began experiencing the fits. She was also the only one accused to confess. And they think that that is the only reason she was allowed to live. Because Tituba was one of the only people who actually said, look, I did this, and I'm naming names. As more people began to get... She actually didn't name any names.
You just said...
I didn't mean to, okay? I'm sorry. She actually didn't name any names, but what would happen was...
I don't know if I believe you now.
As the hysteria throughout the village spread, people began naming names themselves, and she said, oh yeah, she was part of the meetings, she was part of the meetings, they were part of the meetings. We summoned yellow dogs and black cats and the devil, and we had our little demonic orgies.
And my opinion on this is bullcrap.
Duh.
She just, she told them what they wanted to hear.
Damn right. Everyone believes that Tituba
Right.
was like playing her hand, because she's an enslaved woman. Her,
Of course she
actions
knows
were so
about
limited.
these things.
Of course she did. She was supposed to have had like some sort of folk knowledge from whatever country she was from. They know she was a native of somewhere, and they had folk magic.
Shut up!
And those were the first 3 accused. All in all, over 200 people would be implicated in this. Between 1692 and 1693. Of those, 19 were executed.
Ah, so it was really just 1 year with the Salem
It was
trials.
1 year. It was all throughout the course of 1 year. It was a rather busy year.
You know.
And funnily enough, it really only started to wind down when Samuel Paris's wife began to receive a little bit of flack. And then he was like, oh, hold on, guys. Maybe spectral evidence shouldn't be admissible in court. So that was it. 200 people accused, 19 ultimately executed. One by being pushed to death by boulders. That's brutal. Most of them were hanged. I think one was drowned.
I don't know if it's my dad or I think it's my mom's side. And I don't know if it's her maternal or paternal, but I want to say it's maternal side, traces back to the Proctors
In Salem.
in Salem. Around that time, Benjamin Proctor.
Actually, his wife, Benjamin's wife, Elizabeth, was accused, and he spoke up in court against it. And they think that's why he was ultimately accused himself. He
Benjamin
actually
was the son of the two that were accused in Salem. He moved on somewhere else.
Oh.
Yeah. The two that were accused was Martha, and I don't know the guy's name. But he got hanged.
Yeah. And his wife and
And
daughter.
she was pregnant. Be quiet. I'll let you have your time. She was pregnant, and that is the only reason they let her go. After she served her time, mind you. They did not hang her, but they did hang her husband. So that child, I assume, was Benjamin. And I'm his direct descendant down the line, you know. So anyway, here's the type of witches. Mind you, I don't know if there are witches at all. I just think that there are people that are really good in their realms. And then there's power in that. And these are God-given talents. Most of the time with God-given ingredients. And things are spoken with intention. It's like meditation. Prayer.
It's just prayer.
And I will tell you too, religious people get really twisted about witches. And that's fine. Everybody can believe what they want to believe. However, if you consider yourself a witch, you are perfectly able to believe in God. It is not a discriminatory. I don't even really call it a religion. It's not a religion.
No,
It's an awareness of yourself. It's awareness of others. It's an awareness of nature. So let me talk more about that. We have green witches. I consider all you gardeners out there green witches. Like I said, you're not a witch. Just forget witch. Herbs, plants, other botanicals, often growing them. Drawing power from the earth, nature, cycles, and to promote healing and balance. These people believe in herbalism, sustainable living, environmentalism, using natural elements like herbs, flowers, crystals, and essential oils. Places where there's lots of quartz in the ground, naturally, are awesome for growing. Just a little tidbit there for you. Rituals often align with lunar and solar changes. And there are kitchen witches. Kitchen witches can also be green witches. This is your cookers. Also, the cooks of the family tend to be the nurturers of the family, I have found. I mean, these are your mamas or your dads that take care, that cook the most. By the way, are you right-handed? Do you stir clockwise? And if you're left-handed, do you stir counterclockwise? I just want to know. I'll bring it up in a minute. In England, you'd hang up a kitchen witch charm. You can look them up. They're funny little creatures with big old noses. It looks like a witch flying up a room. And kitchen witches, though, involve cooking to perform magical works. Intention, set a specific, such as for healing, protection, prosperity, before you're cooking. Herbs with specific magical or medicinal properties. Look them up. Like the spell for love, one of them contains like rosemary, parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme. And there's reasons, because they taste good. And it's gonna make your man happy. Rituals to set and affirm intention, candles cleansing the space, running around with your sage, stirring ingredients clockwise, with mindfulness, engaging all five senses to become more present and connected. And it will reflect in your food, which makes everybody in your family happy. Like I said, these are not, And you know, men are the ones that accuse the women of being witches, okay? And men can go around and even in those days, just like it is now, you know, they are able to color outside lines. When women do that, they tend to get in trouble for it, you know? And this is what I'm talking about. No, but I'm sure that people were bloodletting and calling down the devil. These are bad things. what I'm talking about, I can't see where it's bad when God puts this knowledge out there. He made the herbs and the spices that you want to burn in your incense. All these things are made by God. Anyway. So, examples of kitchen witches. What they might do. Chopping veggies, visualizing, releasing anger. I like that one. I just feel like maybe if you're really angry, you best watch your fingers. Stirring a soup clockwise, focusing on bringing people together. I mean, I always stir clockwise. That's really... But, doing it, not mindless tasks. And when you cook, you're always thinking about, you're working things over in your mind. You're not just looking at your food. So I guess the point being to keep your mind into a more positive realm. Making a healing potion with ingredients chosen for the medicinal and magical properties. Blessing food with gratitude before serving it.
Can I just say, you wrote like these little blurbs for these other types of witches. You devoted like half a page to the kitchen witch.
It had the most examples. It's not just me. This is what they had for all of them.
It's very telling.
Cottage witches. Cottage witches are a combination of the other two, but also dealing more with the home. Home, family, daily life includes elements of green and kitchen witches. Everything is done with the focus of acknowledging and respecting the energy or spirit of the home, cleaning, cooking, etc. If mama's happy, everybody's happy. Meditation's a big part of this, I feel, and intention is that. And writing things down, and burying them out in the yard.
Are you watching your chat over there?
No.
You gotta respond to the people at some point.
Oh, Peach, thank you. And I'm so sorry it's fuzzy. I barely got anything to work at all tonight. I'm just thinking my lucky stars, and I'm following through. But it is a rough one today, guys. It's rough.
I'm a little under
My
the weather.
foot hurts. It's okay, Peachy. I came to find you. Please, my friend. Cottage witches, yeah. Like I said, cottage witches contain green and kitchen witches. And really the green and the kitchen witch is my favorite. And they lend to each other. And like I said, these are homesteaders. There's no witcher. There's really no witchery here.
I think my online handle is actually the Hedge Witch.
Now we have elemental witches, which are the 4 elements, earth, air, fire, water. I feel like the simplest religions ever, they were like a shaman, Indian tribes, okay, for example, even Egyptian, they were very elemental, because at its basic, at the heart of it, outside element, the earth, the air, the water, what was the other one? Fire. These are all outside of our realm of control a lot of times. So that's all I really have to say about that.
Peach says she's a kitchen witch. What about the Hedge Witch? You gonna leave that out?
I haven't got to Hedge Witch yet. Native peoples, simplistic religions often draw upon the elements as they are the main opposing external basic forces. I really have nothing else to say about that because I'm not sure about like worshiping earth or worship all of it. God made it, tie it all together in a nice bow.
Witchcraft is not like a religion. They have no set like pantheons of gods. You can worship who you want.
Believe in your God.
You can worship no God if you so choose. A lot don't.
I don't really recommend that.
I'm just saying that it is a possibility.
Hedge Witch focuses on spirit work, shamanic,
I'm pretty sure.
journeying, and communicating with the spirit world. I have a story about that. I think I've told Peach. I I don't know how old I was. But I had a dream. I was flying around in this contraption that was sort of like a helicopter, but like a paddle boat at the same time. And it made me rise up in the air. I could see myself sitting in this contraption, like I was me. I looked down, I saw my legs and my arms, and I just rode right around the tops of the trees. Now, I went from my grandmother's house in Blue Mountain, Wilburton, Oklahoma, to a place in Shawnee called Kavanaugh Mountain. And I did this by way of back roads that I had never really been on, mind you, at this time. And didn't go on until much later. And really discovering that this was a true path that I took blew my mind. Blew my mind when I put it all together and just like, wow, that dream was weird.
You're weird.
So I really felt like I had an out-of-body thing that night. I traveled.
Maybe you did.
That really happened. It could have been a dream. It's just coincidence. But I went all that way. And I'm going to tell you, the glorious feeling of flying, I will never forget it. I've never been in a plane. I want nothing to do with that. But like, man, I felt so safe because I was just right over the trees. I feel like I could have just jumped right out and grabbed hold of something and I'd have been fine. Anyway, so there you go with the, what was it called? Hedge witch. And then we got your crystal witch, cosmic witch, your ceremonial witch. These people, structured ceremonies and rituals, I mean, they do everything to the T. And this is also sometimes referred to as high magic. Those were all different types of witches by practice or focus. These are by tradition or belief. And then you have eclectic witch, which blends and creates a unique path. Wiccan follows the Wiccan tradition. Many subtypes like Gardnerian and Alexandrian. And then there's secular practices without religious ties. And if I was just giving advice, I think I would just steer clear of those altogether. That's just me.
You want to steer clear of the secular witches?
Yeah,
You don't
without
want
religious ties. I mean, I want you to believe in a higher power.
They do. They just don't believe in, like, naming it. That's their thing. It's not that they don't believe in a higher power. It's that they don't put a name on this higher power. They think, like, the universe is the higher power.
Shaman.
They worship the universe.
Maybe a green witch. I think you're a green witch, too. Green witch. Peach wants to be a shaman. Natives is simple. Yeah, but their religion's worse. I didn't mean they were simple, just their religion was simple. Not a lot to it. Basic good and evil, Not a lot of rules in between.
Yeah, that's what we mean by simple.
Yeah. Astral travel. Unique astral travels. Where do you go?
I always have really weird, like, vivid dreams, but they usually don't make sense. Like, there was the giant jackrabbit in the dream. The jackrabbit symbolizing something that I was, like, not facing at the time.
Ooh!
Right? And when it hopped toward me, I screamed and ran away. That was the universe telling me, face the jackrabbit. Face the jackrabbit, guys.
That is exactly why I wanted to point. China? You go to China a lot? That's awesome. Especially if you've never been there, and then you tell me, like, I've seen this, I've done that. Like, that would be cool. I had never been to I went to Kavanaugh Hill. Let me finish that thought. It is the highest hill, I want to say, in the world. That's what Oklahoma tries to claim. It's technically almost a mountain.
Actually, it is the highest hill in the world. 1,999 feet. Right. 1 foot short of being a mountain.
Well, I flew and landed on the top of that thing, and I did not go until years later. I drove up myself. And it was just like I remember. Let me see.
You probably got, like, abducted by aliens. There's a topic for another Saturday.
What?
Aliens. Said you probably got abducted by aliens.
No, wow.
You ever thought of that? Maybe you were really they were like hovering you in the little tractor beam.
They implanted that it looked like a Wright Brothers
Like,
contraption.
no, we didn't abduct you. You were just flying on a little.
I had rotors. And I was pedaling my heart out.
Care for some tea?
All right, let me finish my tradition or belief list. Eclectic witch. Like I said, blending, creating, Wiccan. Secular folk witch. Folk magic of a specific region or culture. I think a lot of us are folk witches too. Folk, like I said, we're just people. We are all people. And do you know, because we all came from such different backgrounds, and then we bump into people who had other types of backgrounds, and we collect all those stories, and that's who you become when you really grow up, which I feel like it's in your 40s. You know what I mean? And then there's Dianic, which is traditionally honoring the goddess. The goddess.
The goddess.
By social structure, you can either practice on your own, you can be a part of a coven, and you may even be a hereditary witch.
Passed down through your family?
Yeah. If I had to guess, I would really think it was my grandma who came down the line from Salem, because she was a wild woman. Wildly good at growing vegetables. I only knew about what she had going on in the summertime, but she gardened year round. And it took me all my life to get there,
Oh, sorry, I can't quit yelling.
I finished it all.
We did. So that's like the basic academia of what a witch is. I think these days, a witch is mainly just a reclaiming of a word that used to be really bad.
Well, Peach said you might have went to another realm and saw a real creature.
Giant jackrabbit? I hope not. That jackrabbit was
Let's not go there again.
Peach, that jackrabbit was eye level with me, and I'm 6 foot tall. Heaven forbid. No.
No, what it is they saw a picture of a jackalope, right, when they were kids, the girls. All right. And then we had like this snow event, and we lived on 2.5 acres, right up the tree line, right where the fence was to the property. I was like, oh my God, I see a jackalope. It's right there. You can see its little antlers. It's staring at me.
Here we go.
And they were like,
They only live.
oh my God, I see it. I see it. I think that's why she had that.
Didn't we say to you that they
That
only
dream.
live in Wisconsin?
Yeah.
We had like a little cryptid book that for some reason like limited the jackalopes territory to Wisconsin, so we took that as biblical fact. Jackalopes only live in Wisconsin. It didn't have antlers. It was just a really big jackrabbit.
I guarantee you, if you can set intention in your life, it doesn't have to be a spell. However, I do suggest incense for your life because it just smells fabulous. The incense, go get my incense that I purchased. It is the oldest incense company in the world.
Which one? The round ones or the?
No, in the box. And, who doesn't want to light some candles? It's all part of meditation. You set your surroundings to where they're pleasing, very neutral in your mind. Focus on something, or focus not at all. That's an intention as well, right? Meditation. All our gardens, our houses be cleaner probably. We would love each other more.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's as important as taking vitamins, Peach.
This is one of our incenses right here. Can you see it? Sorry, it's hard to try to angle it. It's white
Hi,
sage.
just asking. What's the company? Satya.
Satya. Satya. Satya.
This is white sage.
Yeah, white sage. The cleansing herb. Rids of bad juju, evil spirits, negative intentions.
So she's the one who really identifies
As a witch.
as a witch.
I'm a witch.
I don't want to out her.
I have
But I'm
bumpers.
outing her.
I have the bumper stickers. I have a card. I have a witch card. I do. I am a card carrying witch.
If you have a spiritualist shop near you, go check them out. They're
Yeah.
often community owned and run.
Mm-hmm. Mine is.
Sage your house. Yes. This is white sage. It's the same, but it's not the same.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
You can get a smudge stick too, which is just like.
This is like the herb glued to the stick.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. You know what I mean? Whereas the white sage is just the plant bundled and compressed and ready to go and
Wrapped
dry
in
for you.
string usually.
Yeah.
To keep it in the one nice little stick.
Paolo Santos. What was your kind that you got that was a little more expensive? The different container.
Oh, those were Egyptian jasmine and amber. Egyptian jasmine and amber. I like jasmine and rose. I always buy jasmine and rose incense. Like that's my personal
Unique
favorite.
said, tell her what happens with me. I don't just go. I become someone when I project. You
Well-
love Sadie or Sage? Sade. I can see you were listening
Sade.
to Sade. Oh, it'd be awesome for setting intention. Smooth.
No. Don't do it.
I love sandalwood too.
Sandalwood is a sexy smell. It's good for like layering with things. Like
We got a good one
pairs
though.
really
If you
well.
have dogs, we got one that kind of erases pet odor while still being kind of pleasing. That's a good one.
What was that one?
Speaking of being a kitchen, or was it a green witch? I got those comfrey seeds, peach. If they were growing right now, I could take those leaves and kind of whop them up a little bit and tie them around my foot. And that is a bone knitter. Have y'all heard that?
You can do that with mugwort too, but you know.
I do. I like almost manly. Like my perfumes, I like them to smell like a woman, but I also like the unisex perfumes. They're just sexy to
I
me.
like florals.
It makes me feel like, back in like high school, you maybe wanted to rub your boyfriend's perfume all over
I didn't
your
know where that
coat or
sentence was
whatever.
going.
Rub your boyfriend's. We're not rubbing anything else on us for scent purposes.
I myself prefer floral incense. and
Anti-aging cell regenerator. It is good medicine.
Sometimes mixed in with a bit of a wood smell.
And did you know, Miss Priss, that the mugwort and the wormwood are related?
So
They're both Artemisia.
One's Artemisia vulgaris, which is the mugwort, and the other one is. Okay, I don't know.
Now, mugwort is really for like sprains, muscle stuff, like that,
Mm.
joints.
Bruises. It's really good for bruises.
But you can also make a broth.
Mm-hmm.
What do you call those things? To drink.
Supposedly, if you smoke it, or if you inhale the incense fumes of it before you're going to go to sleep, it'll give you prophetic dreams.
Supposedly.
Supposedly. I ain't never seen the future. I had some really vivid dreams.
Yeah, we always keep our incense together too. Just asking. Like pollutes them all.
Yeah. But then it makes this wonderful smell in whatever container you have it in. Ooh. I have brought some goodies to show and tell.
This is to use over a tea light or something like that, or I guess you could just have
That's my
you could have a
little
miniature cast iron if you did. You could set this in here, have your little fire going underneath it, and
my little cast iron cauldron.
it's a cauldron. We have look at the mortar and pestle.
My mortar and
We have a
pestle.
mortar and pestle. So there's
I do. I have one for
there's
my
a
own
cauldron.
personal use. Then we have like a community one.
where my husband's working in Western Oklahoma. There's a lot of selenium. Is that right?
Selenite.
Selenite. So we're having him bring them home,
Mm-hmm.
throwing them around the house and out in the garden.
I'll touch on that in a second with my next show and tell item. But this is the mortar and pestle. It's preferable to use stones.
That's not
for-
clean.
This is for grinding herbs. And we use stone because wood tends to absorb the oils. Like the oils will soak
Right.
into the wood.
And we want all of the goodies that we can get.
Now, and my next show and tell item is in this little box right here.
So what's in that box, Peach?
What's in the box?
Precog! What's in the box?
Peach, what's in my box?
Lauren,
Does Peach know what's in the box?
what's in the box?
I'll tell you what's in the box.
Putting pressure's on, Peach. Are you precog? But it's probably only when it's really important.
Probably. It's
Yeah.
probably like That's So Raven, where she only gets them like at certain times. Always at an inconvenient moment. Anyway.
It wasn't Sade, by the way. She said saves. I was gonna say though,
Anyway,
when that smooth operator comes on, it takes me to another place.
in this box is where I keep my tarot cards, guys. Now I use a unique deck.
Unique.
Unique.
It's
Aha!
unique.
Unique. It's unique. But this one's actually made by Brian Froud. He worked with Jim Henson on making a lot of his like puppets. Like he would draw things, and Jim Henson would like make them. So he drew these cards for me. See?
Is this amethyst?
And they're all basically centered on fairies. He didn't draw them for me, but he did draw them for me. You know what I mean? No. And in my little box also, with my tarot cards, I keep, let me see this, selenite. Selenite is a crystal that is said to give, like, power to whatever you put it around. Like, it's a powerhouse of a crystal. You can put your other crystals on selenite to, like, cleanse and charge them.
She said, girl, you should tell other people to ask you what's in your box.
You think I have it? I get about. And also in my little box is blue calcite. This is actually a stone.
You don't
that's
have to
supposed
have a
give
tarot
psychic
card
vision.
set. People used to read fortunes with a regular deck of cards.
Yeah, you could read.
I don't know how.
Cards. You can read fortunes on a palm.
The information's out there.
I've dabbled
Tea
in
leaves.
palmistry. Tea leaves. Tea leaves is good. Harry Potter.
You're literally just looking for something that looks familiar to you in
Yeah.
the tea leaf.
You're looking at images in the tea leaves. Like, what do you see? I see a heart. Well, what does that mean? Does it mean that, like, love is coming? Does it mean is the heart broken?
She has calcite on my windowsill.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't say that.
Calcite, especially blue calcite, is supposed to be very good for opening psychic channels, which is why I keep it with my little tarot cards.
I watch Roots and Refuge, and one time she took us to see her mom's place. Her mom has a bunch of just regular old quartz crystals all through her yard. She has collected really big, nice pieces, but mainly they're just there anyway. It's in Arkansas somewhere. Her plants are glorious.
Yep.
And I'm going to tell you right now, because she does things that doesn't make sense to be successful. But this woman can grow the crap out of anything. And I'm telling you,
there is a
there's something
citrine.
to these crystals. And they're finding out now, that crystals store energy.
Yeah, they're used to power phones. They can store data. Like the best flash drives use quartz crystals. They store information. This is a fact. And
Crystal yard.
another fact, there is in fact a chunk of citrine, a beautiful
She's like a
chunk.
container grower. She has some like garden beds, that lady.
Yeah.
She's my age or older.
I buried a chunk of citrine in our garden. The intent was to cleanse the crystal, right? You bury your crystals in the earth overnight, and you come get them the next morning, and they're cleansed. Problem: it rained, and I lost my marker, so I now have no earthly idea where my citrine crystal is. So we have citrine crystal buried in our garden. It's the abundance stone citrine, so maybe it'll.
He's finding really nice selenite out there too. It's really cool.
Yeah, I've got some chunks that are pretty much clear. You can see here.
She
I look
said,
like I'm trying to
precog is
smell
not a fortune telling trick. That's what we said. We gave you props. You should do tarot.
Sorry. We joke.
You
we
can
joke,
read
we
tarot on YouTube.
I mean,
That would be really cool.
I
Do it on my channel though.
I prefer not to read other people's. I'll be real.
You could do general. You don't have to answer life affirming questions or anything like that.
No, but I just prefer not to work with other people. I like my cards to know me.
Like the old
You know
love,
what?
luck, and happiness.
'Cause I don't like interfering with other people's fates. Like at all.
That doesn't interfere. It just points out what may randomly already be there, and they're just, putting it in perspective, I think.
And if you are going to read somebody else's tarot cards, ask permission first. Make sure, don't just read someone else's tarot cards just because you're like a little nosy Nelson. I don't know if it'll work even, but just in case, let's do this ethics here.
It really looks like we're from the 70s. Is it really bad? All you gotta do is set up your cash out. Do we look as fuzzy up to y'all as we do here to us? I don't know what in the crap I
It
did.
doesn't look wildly fuzzy. I don't know if it looks any fuzzier than
It looks
normal.
like it's from the 80s.
You look like you're from the 80s.
VHS camera.
And by the way,
Unique
guys,
started learning palm
I'm not making
tree.
faces at my mother. I make faces. I'm sorry. I just do that.
I get distracted every summer too. I love the winter time for that. You can just branch out and do things if I had time, if I wasn't gardening, I could do this or I could do that, Summertime.
No, it's not fuzzy.
Huh.
You say it's not fuzzy? It might just be your computer.
It might be my monitor. It's
Probably the monitor. Well, to us, it does look like a little fuzzy, but no. My hair looks green.
This is the time, I don't like to say when my husband's out of town. My husband's out of town, but he's about to be home. And we got to put our house back together and make sure our laundries are done. And, we've been cooking and freezing stuff for him for his next hitch. We're kind of tired.
And I'm feeling a little under the weather.
She's trying to be sick. I think she went out last night. I think she went and got drunk. She said she didn't go get drunk.
I did not.
She said she went to McDonald's and somebody shot firecrackers at him. She comes home and just goes, "Bleh," so loudly. I was in there trying to kill zombies on Resident Evil.
Yeah.
It
was like 1 a.m.
if that's all you got to say, why don't you just go away somewhere?
I was dressed as a witch, guys. You wanted to know. That is the thing. What did you guys dress as Halloween?
Yeah, what did y'all dress up? Did y'all dress up for Halloween?
I was a witch.
did not.
I had a little witch
My
hat.
listen, I don't think my foot's broke. They said it was. I don't argue. I didn't look at the x-ray. But I think that it was a hard bruise.
They want to know how your foot is
That's
and if
what I'm
you're taking your
asking.
vitamins.
I'm taking I take my vitamins every day before I even wipe the sleep out of my eyes.
I take mine too. I take prenatal vitamins.
Because taking the vitamin B, my doctor prescribed me the vitamin D. That made me feel good. There was
vitamin
more I
D.
could achieve, I felt. So this is the truth. I just Googled, what vitamins might I be deficient on with kidney damage, kidney disease? Stage 3, mind you. And they were like, B. For sure, B. So I didn't even call my kidney doctor this time. I just took it.
Yeah.
Because last time I asked him, do I need any supplements? He said no. Mind you, to my face said no. I go home and like a week later, my husband's like, I think your kidney guy prescribed this weird vitamin D. Didn't even tell me he was going to do it.
Nope. Doctors are charlatans a lot of the time. Let's be real. Now, mine have been nice.
She takes prenatal vitamins just to have a vitamin.
Like a multivitamin, yeah.
She's got her disorder wrong with her.
Crest syndrome.
There's a lot of times she didn't feel like eating just to get a good basic.
Yep. One of my symptoms is esophageal dysmotility, which basically what it means is I don't swallow properly, so I have a lot of acid, coming back.
Ah! That is Larry. Larry's in there commenting. That is who that is.
Oh!
He said he dressed up as a rough. I was like, I didn't dress up as no roughneck.
Oh, he is in there. Look.
Yeah, there you go. Say
Hi,
hi to Dad. Man, thank God we didn't have
Hi,
some hot ass men over here.
Look what I got.
Well, that's about all we got with the witchy poo stuff. My foot is good. listen. I'm wearing my boot when I go outside, and when I'm really getting to it in the house, I'm wearing my boot. You know what I mean? And that has really made it just. I could tell when I don't wear it and I move around the house, I need to go put my boot back on.
You need the support.
That's
Your
what makes
bones
you
trying to
think
pop
it's
out.
not fully broke. It's just like a hard. I mean, I'm not trying to say I'm not going to take care of myself, but I'm getting by just fine.
She does. She gets by. I've been coming home in the middle of the day to check on her. One time she was asleep on the couch and I left the dogs outside, so when she woke up, she was really weirded out. Who came in my house and disturbed my dogs?
I'm probably unconfirmed autistic. They weren't really admitting diagnosis of that back in the day. You know what I mean? Artistic.
How many toothpicks on the floor?
Right.
Please shush.
Let him out. Let him out. We gotta cook dinner, guys.
We do.
We tried so hard to get all of our stuff lined out, cleaned up, get the little camera set up, get our veggies chopped, and I looked at the clock and I was like, man, we have 10 minutes. We ain't gonna cut this. So we gotta go over there and make our spaghetti.
I gotta put the chickens up.
She's gotta put the chickens up. She's gonna get the eggs. I appreciate y'all
Actually, I've been
coming.
getting them in the morning.
And listen, what had happened was I had it set for a mobile live, and I can't take the stress having the. I didn't even get to put on makeup today. I barely brushed
She
my
didn't
hair.
mean to set it for a mobile.
I did not mean to set it for mobile live. I have nothing to hold my phone up, so I would have been like this the whole time.
She's like, dang it, why can't I get this to work? And I was like, look.
It said mobile. It wouldn't let me change it. So there you go. I messed up.
That was her
I
bad.
want you to know, mind you, I set the last one.
Someday we're going to get the hang of this. We really will.
Yeah. Could never be perfect.
I can.
Methylated B12. It's a B complex. But I don't know if it's methylated.
Look who came to join the podcast. It's the women.
I saw his dad down yonder at the service station a while ago. Or if it's not his dad, it's a close brother. It was definitely him.
One of our various familiars.
I wondered if it was him for a minute.
Don't.
Showing his butthole.
I tried to stop it.
You
Sorry,
guys.
Y'all didn't need to look right into the eye of the storm. Go on.
Oh
Hold
man.
on. Go back.
Another thing, I couldn't when I set my new live, I could never. It never popped up over here, so I could moderate that way. You can see, y'all can't see, but right here, I have moved my computer monitor and my keyboard down here. I quite like it. So my husband's gonna have to make me a U-shaped area out of this business, so that I have an office. It is just asking. I was confused too, so I was like, I didn't dress up as a roughneck for Halloween. I barely was dressed as anything for Halloween. Let's see. I watched Rocky Horror Picture Show, but also I looked up that sweet transvestite about 20 times because I love it. I just love it.
Fun. Damon played that for us in the car.
And y'all know that it's the 50th anniversary of Rocky Horror Picture Show, and I ideally would love to go to a screening of it. And go throw the hot dogs and whatever else happens, you know?
I've always wanted to dress like Columbia.
Yeah. My body ain't for that anymore.
You could be magenta.
Yeah.
You could pull off the maid.
I don't know.
You could be a sexy little maid.
I would be Meatloaf.
I'm sorry. That's unkind.
What's his song?
His song was Hot Patootie Bless My Soul. I really love that rock and roll.
That's right.
Hot Patootie. The word hot patootie is just funny.
There's an SNL that has Tim Curry and Meatloaf on it. Y'all go on Peacock, you can watch that.
Oh, is there?
Mm-hmm.
I need to go find that.
I saw it advertised on. Because you know how you watch one thing on YouTube and they show you like 5 or 10 other things. I got on the train. Miss Cheryl, she was talking about fermenting her. She's fermenting individual little jars of pickles. And I watched that video. Of course, this is taken like a couple months ago. But once I watched that, then 4 or 5 other people were showing me how they fermented their pickles. And I'd be danged. Mind you, they're taking the pickle out and crunching it just like the Vlasic commercials, you know. It's pretty convincing. You used to perform in the Rocky Horror? Rocky Horror? Were you in the movie, Peach? If you were in the movie, that'd be crazy.
One of the Transylvanians.
Just a step to the left.
It's a jump
Jump!
to the left.
Jump.
And then a step to the right.
So what character were you, Peach? Because if you were Dr. Frankenfurter...
She'd be a great Magenta.
If she was Dr. Frankenfurter and comes slicking in with her heels...
Now, Frankenfurter has to be a man.
Oh. Did a performance live in front of a movie screen.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do that. People do that a lot. They like lip synced the movie while the movie's playing.
Susan Sarandon.
Mm.
Well, on YouTube is a little interview with Brad, Magenta, the other chick, Columbia, and Tim Curry. I watched that. It was really, really good.
They probably couldn't afford Susan Sarandon.
Mind you, Tim Curry's just had a stroke, so...
He's a little worse for wear. He talks remarkably well for somebody who's had a stroke.
Yeah, because he's always spoke slowly, so it translates well.
Alright, we should probably sign off. We're past an hour, guys. Y'all probably have things you want to do, and you're probably like, get the heck off so I can leave.
Well, mind you, I was watching Rocky Horror all by myself last night, doing all the songs to the best of my ability. Apparently getting the words wrong a little bit. Big old dork. Yeah.
We were singing the Time Warp in the car, and then I played them Sweet Transvestite. Like, Damon played Time Warp, then I was like, hey, listen to this.
Larry, you being Rocky? Oh, Rocky. Okay, not Frankfurter. I was picturing Frankfurter when you said Rocky. And I was like, no, you are not going to be Frankfurter. Neither would I. Mind you, I wouldn't be Frankfurter. Who is it? Just asking. Who would she be? Oh, she changed her picture. She could be Magenta.
Everybody can't be Magenta. She could be Columbia.
Are you going to be Magenta? Is that what you're saying? Who's going to be Magenta?
Well, we already said Peach would make a good Magenta. You'd make a good Magenta. You and Peach would be great Magentas.
I was the only heterosexual there. No, you couldn't be Frankfurter there. That's what I mean. You can be Rocky all you like.
Yeah. I don't need to see my dad in fishnets. Nobody does.
No.
That hairy man, you couldn't hold that bag.
Just a sweet transvestite.
Vestida.
Unique, you've never seen it? Well, listen, go. Okay.
I recommend it.
Unless you're scared.
It is.
Type in the search for sweet transvestite and you'll see Tim Curry in his younger years dressed up as Frankfurter. And just watch that. Just watch that. Or watch Time Warp. Those are two songs. Watch them. Make sure they're from the movie. She would be Columbia, for sure. Unique is Columbia. There's two Magentas. Why can't we have two of everyone? We could have two Frankfurters. I'm going to be the director. I will produce too. Y'all better be workers. We are a bunch of weirdos. I'm just saying, I'm sitting here by myself, my daughter out living her young life on the town. I joined Tampa on their live. They cracked me up. Tampa was talking about how her family made her drink water all the time. They put a little bit of sugar in it so that she would drink it. And they were making fun of that, calling it clear Kool-Aid. And I said, that was my street name? and they about lost their minds. So when I got tired of that, I started watching Rocky Horror.
We had stickers at the store that say Easy Slice that we put on some
Clear
of the
Kool-Aid
roasts.
is my street name.
And I told the girl I was working with when she was like, "Hand me those Easy Slice stickers, will you?" And I told her that was my name in prison. She goes, "You were in prison?" No.
People don't get humor like they used to.
She took me cereal. I've never been to prison or even jailed.
Clear Kool-Aid, I think they really liked that. I about peed my pants.
I've never had a
Just the whole story with her and them telling her it was Clear Kool-Aid, and then I jumped in. I always have to turn it around and make it about me. That's my street name. You were there just asking. Oh, that's good times. I like a good live. I'm trying to get better at putting on one, you know? Technical difficulties. I need a laptop.
Okay.
I'm gonna go to a pawn shop and get a used one.
I really need to excuse myself to go let the chickens
Yeah,
away.
we gotta go make dinner, y'all. And I got 15 more minutes on my hour watch time.
I'm putting my boots on as we speak.
I need so many watch time hours, it's not even funny. Do you know what? Yeah, Peach or Larry. Larry's in the backside of hell, and there's not good internet out there, Wi-Fi or whatever.
Backside
signal.
of hell is Western Oklahoma.
Yeah, they don't care about having cell phone towers out there, I guess. Now we'll cut y'all off. I'm sorry for y'all latecomers. You can go back and, Pete, you know all this stuff anyway. Yeah, I ain't gotta tell you. Just asking, I'm feeling like you do know. And then, so unique, just astral journeying. I love this stuff. I was afraid I'd get, now you shouldn't be talking about this kind of stuff. Mind you, like I said, I've never sat down and done a spell in my life. I do practice mindfulness, and I try to set my intentions all the time. When I go out to the garden, making sure my focus is pure in what I'm trying to do. When I turn that camera on, even if they don't work out and come across, I am trying to do all that. And I think that's how we should be as people. Everything would be a lot better. And kind of wanted to demystify the witch thing a little bit. Mind you, there's nobody skinning animals and bloodletting around here. There's nobody doing anything but looking at some shiny rocks and stirring all our dishes clockwise. Love you guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay.